Welcome everybody to the Infernal Brotherhood of the Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders. This is a live streaming video podcast by Star Wars fans for Star Wars fans, and today we're going to be continuing our episodic review of Star Wars Andor with Season 1, Episode 11, Daughter of Ferrix.
Man.
Yeah, this was a heavy hitter.
Man.
None of the other ones have been, of course.
It just starts.
Yeah.
I need B2 in my life.
Yeah,
I
man.
need that goddamn droid.
Yeah, that was the real fucking kicker of this episode, was just how much I felt for the droid. Like, of course, the droids have always been sympathetic characters in the Star Wars. Like, that's why we all love them. But getting the POV shot from him as he's basically like crying and hiding, dude, I lost my shit.
Oh my god!
Like, that was fucking heavy, man.
It's insane. Like, you think about like the things that move you as a human being. Never in my entire life would I have said I'm watching not even a real droid, like an acted droid, like a fake droid, like a robot, and been like, God damn, that is some emotional acting. Like, what the hell? It's too much emotionally. I can't handle shit like that on a weekly fucking series. Like, you have to give us time to breathe here, people. I don't know what's happening. Like,
that's what season 2 is going to be. It's just to be all goofy, wacky adventures with like 70s heist music. So
yeah, it's all
it'll make up for
it. The fucking Stooges or something. It's just gonna be like ridiculous, like whoop 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 bullshit. It was too much. Like, in like the best of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to project. I think that we've sort of hit like a crescendo with Andor. We're like, okay, well, we know what is coming. We know how we're gonna emotionally deal with what's next.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, there's always like a little like kink they throw in to make you go like, ah, shit. How are you surprising me still? Where the fuck has this been for 40 years?
Especially because we knew what was coming.
Yeah.
But yet it's still surprising how the delivery is, man. It's fucking crazy.
Goddamn B2. I love that droid. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining us live, man. Yeah, it was wildly heartbreaking. So, other than that, not a lot like action-oriented stuff happened except for the very end. But it doesn't matter because this is like the best damn series on TV right now.
Yeah, it's
just so good.
I just hate how much people are hating on this because it's perfection.
Where are you living? I've never heard anyone hate on this, and every time you and I have a talk,
it's like just fucking clickbait articles and shit. It's so goddamn stupid.
We need to start unibombing this shit because this is amazing.
Yeah,
this is goddamn amazing TV, and I don't understand how anyone can not. Any Star Wars, I'm sure there was like 3 people that watched The Last Jedi that were like, I can't imagine how any Star Wars fan would not like this. But like, I genuinely don't understand it.
Right.
Like, because this is the best goddamn Star Wars ever. Like, this is amazing. I haven't seen one lightsaber, and I'm okay with it. I see droids crying, and I'm crying, and like, it's fucking amazing. We got aliens speaking alien languages.
Yeah, which we rarely see. Like, it's a specific breed of alien that we usually see speaking in their tongue. This was, for all intents and purposes, a humanoid.
Yeah.
You don't get that often.
So good. I just love it so much. Aside from, and we'll get into the actual like episode here in just a second, but like that Imperial spy that's watching for Andor to return to Ferrix, who doesn't have a job. He just drinks coffee all day. How is that not suspicious?
Dude, I want that fucking job, man. Like, I can just nonchalantly be like, hey, you guys should fucking do something. I've been practicing my entire fucking life for that. Just saying.
We need to work on your resume then, because that dude sucks. You could do that, definitely. All right, so this was directed by Benjamin Caron, written by Tony Gilroy, released November 16, this last, I don't know, the last week.
It was the 16th.
Yeah, days. And I mean, I was genuinely blown away by this damn episode. And it is the what is that word? It's the
Penultimate.
Thank you. Penultimate, the best word in the English language. The penultimate episode. Tomorrow is the finale. I literally have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with this episode. The way this shit ends, it's just like, where the fuck are you going?
Yeah.
Because, of course, we know Cassian doesn't get caught.
Mm-hmm.
We know he doesn't get killed.
Mm-hmm.
But what the fuck? Honestly, a lot of this shit that I thought was going to happen in the finale happened with this episode, especially with Marva dying.
Right.
And so that was a double fuck you from them. One, I don't do well with moms dying in movies. Weird. I don't know why, but like that was I was prepared for it, so it didn't get me as bad. But then with fucking B2 crying and pouting, that's what made me lose my shit. I was already like heightened emotionally that day, and that just goddamn, that was fucking rough.
Dude, I was reflecting back on the earlier episodes when it said and showed Cassian's like surrogate father hanging in the town square.
Mm-hmm.
And so in my head, I'm like, oh shit, they're going to have her hanging in the town square to draw Andor out or something. I was like, I can't Jojo Rabbit this. I cannot emotionally.
That's where I saw it going to, man, and I'm so glad it didn't happen.
Yeah, that would have been way too real.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this episode in detail here because I mean, we start, of course, Marva passing, Kratos' funeral, which of course brings everyone in, and so we have not just the rebels looking for Andor in order to murder him, presumably to protect what's his name, Krieger, and then we have the Empire trying to capture Andor because they want to interrogate him and find out all the secret information about. Well, no, it's Luthen, not Krieger. About Luthen.
Well, they think it's Krieger, right?
Right,
No,
but whoever the rebel guy is, they don't
yeah.
think it's Andor. They know he is, or at least they suspect. Poor Bix. Like, what the fuck are they doing with her? Is she just like going through constant baby alien screams? Like,
that's what it looks like, man. Like she
rough.
Just, yeah, that was bad. And it was so crazy too. Like you could see how much they destroyed her mentally.
Yeah.
Because that's clearly not Luthen. And she knows it's not Luthen, but she's so terrified to say, nah, man, that's not him. Even though that's the truth, she still is probably gonna get fucked. And I was heart-wrenching.
Yeah. This whole episode was just like a huge downer.
Yeah.
Like the whole time. Like we had this really great moment of like scaling K2. Like Cassian and the other prisoner are like holding on for dear life. The I don't know, TIE variant goes flying overhead looking for, I don't know, maybe escaped prisoners or something. And they're just like, I can't hold on anymore. He's like, they're gone. They're leaving. He's like, no, seriously, I can't. He's like, I hear you. He's like, are they gone? Tell me they're gone. Yeah, they're gone. And they had this really great sort of moment like, we are at the edge of survival here. If we can just force our fingers to grip a little longer, we might make it out of this shit alive. And how amazing would that be? And then they finally get up and they're like, see this damn alien spacecraft, and they're like, you know what, we should probably steal that ship, but let's think about this for a second. And dude just like, pew!
Yeah, there was no thought. That's just like, oh, ship, freedom, fuck you.
And then them just like shooting, like they're just watching them run toward their ship, like, huh, maybe we should activate the net. Like,
that was beautiful net. Like,
were those aliens the same ones that Obi-Wan Kenobi like went and talked to the dude in the diner about? Like, was that first like English speaking one that same species? He had like the vagina belly going on. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Let's see. Yeah. Let me look this up. I don't think so, because I think that was species specific to that planet.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Let's see.
So Chris is saying, I was disappointed that the Rebel pilot wasn't someone we knew like Porkins or Wedge. You're asking too much, man.
Yeah, and it wouldn't make sense because the thing is, like, oh god, I'm trying to remember the timeline.
They're
But I
not
mean,
here now. They like
they'd be fresh faces.
wasn't
Like they
wasn't
would.
Wedge with Luke on Tatooine?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is way before that.
Yeah, like they're like fucking teenagers at this point, or I guess like early teenagers at this point.
Yeah, dude, they're jerking off to Twi'lek porn right now.
I
mean, before the show, but still.
Yeah.
You catch my drift. Hey, Pike, man, how you doing, man? Pika fan? Pikachu fan? 24? I wonder what 24 means. Does that mean that you were born in 1924?
Probably.
Or
they were the
24 when?
lucky number 24th person to pick that.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's an option. Yeah, Willow premieres next week. I can't wait. Super stoked.
Finding this shit. I don't know.
I don't either. It reminded me
I'm
of it as all. And so I was like, huh, I wonder.
Yeah. I got you.
I love that the other one was like, okay, so both of them, arguably, but certainly the other alien was very reminiscent of like a monstrous Japanese character.
Mm-hmm.
Outfit. This is like wildly racist of me to say, but like genuinely, I think that was the look they were going for.
Yeah.
It looked kabuki theater Japanese actor.
Yeah, I can get behind that
/
shit.
alien. But I really dug it, and he didn't speak any English, and I really dug that. The other guy had to translate, and Cassian and I'm looking for the other guy's name, Ruscott, were just like freaking the hell out, not knowing what the hell was going on. It was the best. And I love that in the end, the aliens were like, we're not going to eat human. You guys taste like pig, and we can't eat pig. It's a religious thing, so we'll take you to the planet you want to go to. And they go back to the resort planet, and the dude sneaks into the shower where he hid his shit, and it's still there.
That was some shit. Like, this has to be like one, not just like a resort planet, but a fucking party planet to not notice something like that.
Yeah. Dude.
And for him just to walk in and grab the shit, and he's being all loud. They don't stir at all. It's fucking great.
I don't know if that alien was a boy or a girl, or if it even had gender, but like it was out. Whatever it was completely out. Because he was not being. He was trying to be subtle, but he was not being subtle.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
It's like, I'm a stranger right next to you while you're sleeping. This is like every nightmare I've ever had about a hotel stay. I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, get out. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, so everyone wants to get Andor. Then we switch over to like Vel and Clea. And I thought that was really weird too, because ultimately Clea is the only one watching for Andor that actually has a job. Everyone else is just like standing around like weird mannequins, which makes zero sense at all if you're trying to be subtle.
Right.
And no one notices. Everyone's just like, I have a mining job. I have no life. My life sucks. People die. I mourn. Like, that's it. And then they have this weird, like, the name of the episode. It's, the daughter of Ferrix. It's like this weird religious thing that really reminded me of Game of Thrones a little bit. And maybe like a dusting of Dune. Just like this hint of like this female religious organization that deals with death. I kind of wanted to know more about that than some of the other stuff that happened.
Fuck yeah. Like I could get behind an episode of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like just finding out about that shit. That's cool as hell.
Because there's like a couple of unanswered questions that I would like to know. I don't need to know, but I would like to know. Like, first of all, what actually happened on Cassian's planet that he was born on? And how was he actually in trouble when Marva and her husband found him and took him? I know we saw the episode. Like,
yeah, I was like, that was pretty well answered. Like, they killed some Imperials, and some more Imperials were coming. So of course they would just glass the planet.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't as black and white as I needed it. I need like. I'm not gonna go there. That's gonna be dirty. Yeah, I want a little bit more clarity is all, I guess.
Fair.
Is what I'm getting to. I'll stop trying to like make it all creative and interesting sounding by using fucking, I don't know, offensive fucking examples. So Vel and Clea are talking about Marva's death. They learn about Mon's reluctant plan to marry off her daughter, and I cannot believe Mon Mothma is actually going through with marrying off her daughter.
Yeah, but is she like really choosing to do it? Because it seems like her daughter's more on board than she is.
Oh, her daughter's DTF.
Like, yeah, like when she's all like they're doing their fucking whatever the fuck's going on. Yeah, that's and just the despair in her face. It's like if I was to have a kid and one day they come home with a Bible stuffed in their backpack. And it's like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah.
I can do what I want. And then you have to watch them go through that. Yeah, that I could understand that.
Religion is like it's the worst. It's so clearly made up. For anyone to ever buy any of the bullshit of religion blows my mind. But then extrapolating that out to like sci-fi universes, you have people running around with lightsabers like 3 years ago. You know, like they're like moving shit with their mind, but you think there's like a religious component to any of this? No, this is like sci-fi telepathy, like ridiculous stuff. Like there's no overarching like greater consciousness, no matter what culture you come from. It's all made up. I just, it bothers me when we see sci-fi that's not dystopian when it comes to religion, because it's so clearly all made up.
Yeah.
Drives me nuts. Yeah, and then all she was doing was just repeating the same thing over and over and over again. Like, what? Are you trying to get like naturally high at some yogi's place or something? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Hum nom shabbat. She was trying to like rip people's hearts out through their chest.
That's what it was. Yeah, she was saying Om Nom Shivaya, Om Nom Shivaya.
Another tie-in with Indiana Jones. That's what it was.
Hell yeah.
She's actually one of the fucking people worshiping that dude when Indy comes upon them in Temple of Doom. Okay.
I believe it. It
could happen. So I can't believe that Lydia's DT, like, just totally ready to get married and have babies, which, again, if I could, I wouldn't. Worst idea ever. And then Mon Mothma, her performance, like the actress's performance on this, blew my mind.
Dude, she's just amazing.
I was stunned. I just couldn't believe the emotional toll that she portrayed Mon Mothma having. And, it was as... in like the almost exact opposite way, as impactful as that damn droid B2. You know, like instead of having just emotional resonance, you had a visual reference for the emotional resonance. And it's like the exact same reaction of like panic and sorrow and loss and don't know how to deal with what's happening. And yet you're just having to sit there and take it. That was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
That Chandrilan culture, man, weird.
Dude, I want to know more about it.
Just fucking
yeah.
how her douche husband thinks he can pull that hairstyle off.
Right, you're fucking white. You're not a samurai, you stupid twat. Jesus.
And it's not even like 100% samurai. It's like fake white guy samurai.
Yeah, exactly. Shave your head a little at least.
Just the worst.
Like if you're gonna commit.
Yeah. Just terrible. White people suck.
They do. They're the worst.
Oh man. All right. So then, what else do we want to go through now? Saw Gerrera, should we do that?
Yeah, that. God damn. And this is exactly like I was waiting for somebody to die, and of course nobody's gonna die. We already know, for the most part, who sticks around. But that whole scene, God, you could have like thrown a lump of coal up my ass and I'd have farted out dime afterwards. That shit was intense.
I'm gonna try that next movie night. No, sit on this seat.
Yes, we're gonna walk out rich. Yeah, man, that was heavy because as soon as Luthen shows up, Saw's just like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm in. Let's do this. These are my demands. Blah blah blah. Let's go fuck shit up. And Luthen's like, dude, you're late, Holmes. Here's what's going on. And
maybe let Krieger die.
Yeah, God damn. And just watching that shit on Saw's face, it's like he's having a hard time because one, they're not partisans. So he kind of just doesn't give a fuck in general scheme of things. But at the same time, they're also part of the future rebellion. So he's like, oh, these guys shouldn't die. It's like, but you would kill them.
Yeah.
So why is this bothering you so much? And just the best part was when Luthen, was like, oh yeah, no, my in is your fucking Two-Face guy. And that dude just like, fuck him.
So
I don't know what he's talking about.
It was so good.
And it was all a setup to steal his fucking blaster. Just, God, that was like, for such a tense scene, that shit had me laughing.
It was great.
So good.
It was great. I thought the acting was perfectly like edging that line of like over the top, but actually appropriate for the sort of subterfuge level that Saw Gerrera is living.
Yeah, it completely believable.
It was so great. All right, so Chris is like ready to explode in his pants. Let's talk about what I would call a wooden sap, and he would call a lightsaber. What'd you think about that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no.
So Saw Gerrera's dude that he said was his informant, he actually took off of not Saw Gerrera, but off of Luthen a wooden weapon that it looked like the length of a lightsaber encased in wood. You didn't notice that?
No, I didn't notice that.
Oh my gosh,
dude! It was I was barely there when I was watching this show, so
okay.
Yeah,
I was losing my shit. I was like, I can't believe he has a lightsaber. Why does he have a lightsaber? Wait, that doesn't look like a lightsaber. That actually looks like half of a rolling pin. Like, is that just a sap? Is that supposed to fool us into thinking that he's a former Jedi when he just has this wooden sap? Like, it literally was like, they took a piece of wood and they just spun it and like carved out a sap, except it's in wood. Except it makes you think of a lightsaber when you see it. So I think the writers are just fucking with us. Or Luthen was a Jedi and he just sort of cut himself off and he doesn't live that life anymore, but he still wants to like rage because he, against the machine.
See, I don't necessarily believe him to be an ex-Jedi, because and I swear we've talked about this before.
Oh, we have.
But yeah, it just wouldn't make sense because there's fucking Inquisitors right now, like actively looking for Jedi. And he is anything but subtle. Like, this motherfucker is out there and well known. Like, I feel like that's way too obvious.
Well, until the end scene of this episode, when he takes on a Star Destroyer and kicks its ass.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. Yeah.
That was full Jedi Starfighter right there.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it was.
It was crazy. I love seeing the troubleshooting that he went through, like the steps. It didn't seem out of the realm of possibility. We're sort of already believing he's like ingrained in this sort of spy lifestyle, so he's got to have tricks up his tailpipe there, like to pull out. And it felt for his character realistic that he could pull off maneuvers like that, and he had inside knowledge about how to sort of overcome the what is that, the gravity well generator or whatever, the tractor beam. And so like it was all believable for me. And of course they're just TIE fighters, so it's the weakest.
Yeah, you fucking sneeze at a TIE fighter and it's gonna explode.
Yeah, so like him defeating a bunch of TIE fighters was not the big deal. It was just him getting out of the tractor beam's pull, and just the tactics he used in order to defeat and get away, I thought was just badass.
Yeah, and that's it. Well, no, because I guess he did have a what was it, a Alderaanian call sign, so I don't know. Maybe he can go back to his normal life.
But that was that was a code they stole. That was a black market code or something. So it wasn't.
But yeah, that was so fucking cool, and I love the little nod they made to the starship, because it was like that's straight out of original concept art from the first film, and they called it Cantwell class, whatever the fuck it was, which is the gentleman that did all the concept art. So that was a nice little nod.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's fucking cool, and it makes nerds happy.
Chris says, you guys know that denial ain't just a river in Egypt. By talking about the Jedi. So, let's play what if.
Mhm.
What if Luthen is a Jedi? And it comes out in this final episode. Maybe he doesn't pull out a lightsaber, but something overtly straight up says it's clear he is in fact a Jedi. Does that ruin his mystique for you?
Fuck no. So I want to be wrong. I really do want to be wrong. I think that'd be so fucking badass if he was an ex-Jedi. Do I think he is? No. But yeah, I'd gladly eat my words.
I don't care so much about being wrong. I just don't want Chris to be right.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I will take that back. As
totally
long
kidding.
as Chris is wrong, we're good.
I'm totally kidding. Pike
no, that'd
Fan,
be fucking badass. So
yeah.
like I'm all for it.
I mean, just that stance on that railless pathway, like at the end of that repulsor lift in the previous episode.
Dude.
That was
God.
pure Jedi all the way.
Yeah.
And then pulling out
straight
that
up.
wooden sap was just like, they want to say it, but they're not saying it. I can't tell if this is fan service. I can't tell if they're just messing with me. Emotions are like throwing out there. Like this was like the episode altogether was just a little bit too much. Not in a bad way at all. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. For an episode where there was very, very little action until the very end, it was full of like, what? Oh my gosh, look at her acting. Holy shit, a droid? What the fuck? Like, it was just full of emotional reactions with very little action. Like,
And that's fine. That is totally fine.
yeah, it's crazy. Pika Fan is saying, I really hope Bix doesn't die. Me too.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense either. Like, what would be the purpose of her dying? Like, oh, it's gonna piss Cass or Andor off even more? Dude, his fucking mom's dead and he wasn't able to be there because of these guys. Like, I don't think he's gonna get any more angry over this shit. So yeah, I don't really see her dying.
I could see them dropping in like a accidental death by exposure or something like that. Like so much torture, and you can only handle so much as a human being, and everyone has different levels. Like if I stub my toe, my life is over.
Oh yeah,
So,
of course.
if I had to give birth, I couldn't do it. I would just
No, you would implode.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up.
It's funny. I just watched that. I just watched a horror film about people going deep, like 7 miles into the Mariana Trench, and it showed people imploding. And so I was just thinking about that when you said that.
The
I was
fuck
like,
were you watching?
it's on Hulu right now, but it's like a 2020 sci-fi horror flick. It ends up being like a Cthulhu thing too at the very end.
One with Kristen Turnface.
Yeah.
That movie was surprising. Like I watched it because I got it for like $2, like rented it for $2, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be dumb as shit. By the end, I'm like, man, she sucks, but this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I had fun the whole time. I was just like, oh gosh. Anyway. Huge nerd show. Like, and probably not even intentionally, probably just accidentally, but either way, still fun. Anyway, I don't want to implode. After watching that movie, I was just like, oh shit. Ugh, too much pressure. Yeah, so let's see. He deals with returning to Coruscant, and there's that damn star. It's not even really a Star Destroyer. It's like the pre-Star Destroyers, like a step beyond Clone Wars era Star Destroyers. I don't know what you call them, but anyway. But that was the episode. So, what was your favorite part of this?
Oh my god! Between the droid killing me, like I just
Devastating.
Of course I would spend the night with that droid, try to comfort him. Like
Yeah,
that killed me.
I would figure out a way to spoon. Like,
it'll
be
that
cold.
wouldn't be that hard. It's a box, man. It's fucking easy.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's a toss up between that because the droids always get me in these movies and the shows, but for some reason this one's just hitting a lot harder.
This droid is amazing.
So it's a toss up between that and Luthen, of course, destroying the Star Destroyer. Like that was just fucking perfection.
Yeah, just balls. I'm not sure how I feel about those two like side lasers and the spinning thing. That was a little video gamey for me.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care at all. Because the thing is, like, if you look back at Legends, possibly even new canon, I don't honestly know. I kind of gave up on reading newer books. But I mean, that was super common for wealthy people to have extra secret security on their shit. So it's not outside the realm of normal. Because I mean, presumably he's fucking loaded.
Yep.
Like he's essentially funding the rebellion. So yeah, I believed it.
Or Mon Mothma is funding it through him,
Or,
which is why she's
maybe
broke
he
as
stole
shit.
400,000 from her. Whatever.
He just pocketed it and didn't even use it at all. He was just like, I need a new.
No, he put that shit into his ship.
I need lasers.
Smart.
I need side lasers.
Fuck yeah.
It's a toss-up for me between the droid and Mon Mothma's emotional performance in this episode blew me away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just when she was, after Vel turned to go talk to Mon's daughter and she was just sitting on the couch staring, losing it and trying to keep it together, that for me was, how could that be a Star Wars film? Like, or a series like that? It doesn't make sense. I can't compute the. Usually, Star Wars is like, yeah, it's acting, wink, wink, especially with the prequels. But like, this was next level shit. So
yeah, that was just.
I gotta tip my hat to Mon. She did amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for me. Okay, so what's your least favorite? Did you have one?
Yeah, they made me cry because of the fucking droid. Yeah. But yeah. I also don't hate it.
Yeah, no, I love catharsis and emotional reactions in film. It sort of like made me remember, like when I was in college. I'm a graphic designer by trade, and in college we like looked at a bunch of commercials that would have emotional resonance with an audience, and one of them was, and this is true, it's like a department store or something, the company that made it, but it's a lamp, and the owner of the lamp goes outside and throws the lamp on the ground because it's going to throw the lamp away, and goes back inside and is enjoying their life inside. And the whole commercial is the POV of the lamp and it staring at the person through the window having a wonderful life, and it's just getting rained on in the gutter and it's garbage, and you feel emotions for a lamp in a commercial.
Jesus.
And it's just meant to sell more lamps. Like, that's the whole point of the commercial. And it's very short and it's amazing. And like, it reminded me of that. I was like, this goddamn droid is a lamp. Like, what the fuck am I crying for a droid for?
Right.
It's stupid. Yeah, it was amazing. Least favorite part, definitely by far, is feeling emotions for an inanimate object. Makes no sense. I don't feel emotions for human beings. Why am I feeling emotions? Well, I mean, like, for animals, yeah, of course.
Yeah, fuck human beings. Well, that's basically what droids are. They're like mechanical animals.
Yeah. Like, the next animal I want to get is definitely a B2 droid.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so, that voice. Damn, that actor in his like no emotion voice. Oh, it's so great. Like the most emotion in a non-emotional voice acting role ever.
Right.
Full stop. Okay, we've waxed on about this. What do you hope for the final episode of this season? What are you looking forward to? What do you need out of it?
Fuck if I know. That's the thing. Like, how the fuck is this going to end? Because there's so many stories going on right now, like subplots, that it's like, what the fuck are they going to focus on?
Yeah.
And if they're going to bring all of them back together, like, how the fuck is that going to play out? Especially if they're only keeping with like the hour-long time.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what we're going to see. I know that I really wish I didn't have school in the morning because I'd be watching that shit the second it drops tonight.
We didn't even talk about Karn.
How the hell do we not talk about Karn?
Like, Karn is informed by his old security enforcer, Mosk, which in this wonderful phone call, we've all had phone calls like this, where they're trying to say something, but you can't hear it because of environmental or connection issues. Is amazing.
Yeah, they're having like two completely different conversations.
Yeah. And then like, so now we know Karn is going to Ferrix. So it's the Empire, it's Karn, and it's the rebels all trying to get
Well,
Cassian.
yeah, and watching how he gets, like how he's setting up for it, that shit is so funny. It's like, man, this is like a teenager that really needs some drugs. I may or may not have been there at some point, but yeah, like sneaking around, all basically doing the Grinch type shit, and steal some credits from his mom out of her fucking sewing drawer. Like that shit was great.
Awesome. I want to see the 3 different groups go to Ferrix and not see Cassian show up.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be amazing. Like, Cassian's just like one step ahead. Like, the reality is I don't think any of them are going to get him. You know, that's not.
No, of course not.
Like, even if we are like jumping time between first and second season and stuff, and you know maybe they capture him or something, they can't capture him. Like, there's just unless that's how he meets K2, or is it K2?
Yeah, K2SO.
K2SO, thank you. Unless that's how he meets K2, but I don't think that's how they met.
Mm-hmm.
I think we already established that somewhere, though I can't recall what it is right now.
Yeah, well, I know it was just like a repurposed droid, so they just like captured him or some shit.
But there was like a comic or something, I think.
Oh, was there?
I think so. Like, that came out after Rogue One. I mean, they could totally renege it. Disney's already like, fucked their canon up so much.
Oh yeah, they're great about
it doesn't matter.
That shit. Yeah.
But yeah, I look forward to that a lot. Like, I want to see the K2 aspect of him connecting. I could see him going back and getting B2.
Yeah.
Like that,
but I don't know,
like
man.
Your mom and your mom's dog, you don't want to leave the dog there.
See, I want to see him go get him, but at the same time, I don't, because he's not in Rogue One. So,
right.
Then we got to see the droid die, maybe, and I don't want that.
Oh yeah, ooh.
Yeah, exactly. But that's always where my mind goes. Worst case scenario. Not, maybe he does rescue him, and then he drops him off at a farm somewhere to live out his days.
That's what happens.
That's
where all dogs go.
Exactly.
And droids. And cats. Okay, so I guess for me, probably the best possible answer is I don't know and I don't care, because I know I'm going to be entertained.
Yeah. If this is the episode that flops, I'm going to riot in the fucking streets. I'm probably going to kick somebody in the shins.
Oh shit!
God, I'm just gonna like
going there.
Rage. But I don't think that'll happen. I'm pretty sure they'll kill it.
I'm gonna cheat at paper rock scissors. You watch.
Yeah. I always cheat and I always win. It's great. If you cheat, no one ever questions it.
Yeah. Right. I'm just so amazed by this series that I don't even care what happens next, because I know I'm gonna enjoy it. Like that's really what it comes down to. And it sounds stupid and fanboy-y, and it sounds sort of like giving up on thinking or something. But the truth is after a season of 12 episodes and not being disappointed once, that's hitting a home run. That's some Babe Ruth numbers.
This has made us sound like every other Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
Like, period.
It's crazy.
Not one thing to bitch about. And even the things that we bitch about, it's because it's so good that we're bitching about it. That's the real magic of this show.
Peak of
making 2 grumpy ass old men absolutely in love with something.
Yeah. There's still love in here somewhere. It's somewhere in here. Pika Fan is saying, imagine if Mon Mothma's daughter runs away and changes her name to Bavmorda to hide her identity. Run away to Willow. It could happen.
Fucking that's a crossover I would want to see.
All right. Anything else on this?
No, we definitely got it.
We beat this horse. So thank you guys so much for tuning in live with us. We really appreciate your time and attention.
Oh, yeah.
We're obviously clearly in love with this. If you watching this after the fact have any different perspectives, we'd love to hear them. Or if you agree with us, then let's just all like cheer and jump up and down together. I don't know what you do when you're happy. Like, you just high five a lot?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird not understanding how to be happy.
As a Star Wars fan, that's just like our lot in life. So let us know what you think in the comments below. We really appreciate it. And of course, if you want to support this channel, the best way to do that is to subscribe and click that stupid like button. And that's it. Have a great day until the next time we can meet. Until the Infernal Brotherhood convenes again, my fellow scruffy looking Nerf Herders. Until the next time we can have cucumber sandwiches for lunch. That was weird. May the force be with you.
Cucumber sandwiches sounds okay. Just gonna say that right now.
Water chestnut. Water chestnut? Chestnut?
Yeah, you talking about the water chestnut?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually I thought it was water chestnut. Fucking